smaller. That's what the shop told us initially. Because the light was disabled in the back, they didn't know that. So they tried to smog it and it failed.
Okay, fair use, fair use. Want to report a news story, breaking news story that the countries are suggesting, well, you know, Netanyahu, he's a fugitive to the humanitarian and human rights, the United Nations, the nations that united against him. They have united against him. They took him to court and put out a warrant on his arrest for genocide of innocent women and kids of the Gaza. Now this is news. That's a Fair Use 1976 Act. This ain't hating on nobody. This was reporting the world. This was reporting the world. What the world courts have declared. They put out a warrant on Netanyahu. Not only that, all the nations, mostly all the nations, have banned Israeli citizens from coming in their country, even to do tourism, to spend money. They saying they don't want their money. They don't want any parts of their country and their people in their land. They also are saying that the reason why is because all of their citizens, Israeli citizens, are soldiers. And we know that the Israelis, they consider all of their citizens as soldiers. Even if you're over in their country on a visa, you live there, you have to go fight in their army. If something happens and they need you, you have to fight for them. If if you have dual citizenship. And so they have gotten together in Australia. They don't want to have anything to do with them. They had a football game that's scheduled, I think 2 weeks ago, and they canceled that and boycotted. They boycotted the football game with Israel, with the Israelians, and they boycotted it, and they're saying they don't want to have anything. Nobody, you can't come to their country. They can't go to anybody's country except for the United States. And we know that fires are burning in Jerusalem. And we know that China, along with, like I said, the World Court has put a warrant out on Netanyahu. They are also questioning any citizen in any other country. They walking up to Israeli citizens and questioning them, holding them under questioning them, scrutinizing them to find out why they're in the country and to let them know they have to leave immediately. Now, I know they want to blame everybody else for their behavior. Y'all picking on me. But everybody got to pay account for what they do on God's green earth. You just can't walk around with somebody else's identity, a badge saying that you somebody else, false identity, and claiming you got immunity for all your crimes on the earth. Only Esau would do that. Only Esau would do that. Nobody else in the scripture make no claims that anybody else would do that but the nation of Esau. He was prophesied that he would, it was prophesied in the Bible that he would rule the world and go around and live off of everybody else's land by the edge of the sword. And so anybody that's doing that would have to be of the nation of the wicked. If you're killing innocent children, women and kids, then you are the wicked. God never assigned that job to his chosen people, Israel. He never assigned us to go in other people's land. The biblical Israelites, he never assigned them to go in other people's land all over the earth, kill, steal, and destroy. That characteristic and that job was assigned to the devils. The devils on the earth. You say all the devils are spiritual. Well, how can the Bible said he only comes to kill, steal, and destroy. The spiritual demon Satan has no power on the physical earth. When Jesus cast those demons out of the man, that proved they had no power. They needed a body. They said, let us go in these pigs. We can't even live out here and do nothing on this physical earth unless we got a body. So there's some people on the earth that are the body of Satan. They have yielded their members to do the evil of Satan. And everybody know what evil is. You can't fool us no more and tell me, that's our government duties to stop foreigners and go around and make sure everybody treating their people right. And, we might have to genocide a few people. We might have to... we might have to check a few people because they spending their citizens' tax money on the wrong thing. They protecting their butt. The government officials are protecting themselves by building a military up to protect them from other foreign nations. That's wrong. They're using the citizens' money the wrong way. Are you kidding me? We know what evil is. We never stopped. Just cause y'all had our mouths locked up with them guns don't mean we didn't know you was evil. Evil. We know who evil is. The world know who evil is, and God is exposing the devil on the earth. He said it, and then now he going around pointing to him, pulling them out. He's exposing them. He said that people who call themselves a certain name and go by the edge of the sword and take what they want in other people's land, occupy your land, make you come up under their jurisdiction, you are caught. These are the evil people, the people that have Satan living inside of them. They worship Satan by their bodies. Well, who is that? They look around. Who is that? Let's make a movie called The Exorcist. Jason. Let's just get a movie called Jason. Let's do it. Let's get in let's own Hollywood, and we're gonna give them a narrative so we can hide our identity. And then so God, he goes around and he pull y'all out of them underground tunnels and pull your personality out when you come in people's land. Let's watch this video.
The Norwegian national football team announced its decision to boycott its scheduled World Cup qualifier game against Israel, citing the country's war crimes and human rights abuses. But speaking of football, it's critical that more countries move to ban Israeli tourists, given the violence, racism, and mayhem they bring to their host countries, as illustrated by the appalling behavior of visiting Israeli football fans in Amsterdam 2 months ago. These are not isolated examples, but rather representative of a broader pattern in which Zionists are inciting violence and committing actual acts of violence while on vacation in foreign countries. Like the guy you're watching here, who assaulted Japanese pro-Palestine supporters in Tokyo last week. The anti-racist group Stop Arab Hate tracks hate crimes committed by Zionists against Arabs in the West. Its Twitter page is replete with dozens of daily instances in which Zionists have attacked Palestinians online and offline. So while on one hand, it's encouraging that so many countries are moving to ban Israeli tourists from their shores, the other hand suggests more action is needed from many more countries. And to that end, Australia offers a template to its Western democratic allies in banning Israeli leaders and questioning those who have recently served in the Israeli military. But stronger actions are required, given genocide allegations against Israel are no longer in dispute. There's just simply no place in a democratic society for those who commit crimes against humanity or support crimes against humanity or the ideology that underpins them. In other words, Zionism does not belong in the modern Western world. But that's my time for today. I look forward to reading your comments, and I wish is bending once again towards justice and the Palestinian people, leaving Israel isolated and increasingly cut off from its Western allies. I mean, take Australia, for instance, a country that has often competed with the United States and the United Kingdom to see who can kiss Israel's ass the hardest. It has not only taken a 180-degree turn against the Jewish state, but also a complete about-face towards Palestine, since the ICC issued arrest warrants for Netanyahu and his officials. Australia is illustrative of why the ICC ruling is so devastating to Israel. It leaves no space for its Western allies to deny and downplay the Zionist regime's continual violations of international law and human rights. It's now a target in open water, which explains why Australia felt politically safe in finally recognizing.
You see, they said that Israel, in open water, they are a target. They are stopping them in open water, international waters. No jurisdiction. They are looking for people. They are looking for the people that did this genocide. Y'all remember when the United States government and the United States colonies, occupiers, will help Israel to hunt down in Germany the people who was in charge of their Holocaust? Now the international courts are looking, and their military, their law enforcement are looking for Israeli people. They went back in the land, and all war was supposed to end. When the true Israelites were taken back in the land by God, like they proposed had happened, then all war was supposed to end, cease toward them. They were supposed to have peace on earth, and especially peace in their land. And we see that hadn't happened. So did God, Yahweh, really bring these people into the land, or did the United States and evil bring them back into God's holy city? That's a question we need to ask, because we're no longer obligated to take the word of the people who are committing the crime as evidence to their innocence. No, we have to evaluate the evidence. We have the right as sovereign people on the earth, just like them, to evaluate the evidence laid before us. They're not our slave masters anymore. You know they were. These people were black people slave masters. They stole our identity. We're saying that now, because we have the evidence laid out before us. And if they are claiming to be the people of the Bible that we look at and read and take our culture from, if they're claiming to be those people, then the book would identify them. The prophecies in the book would identify them. But nowhere in that book identifies those people who are claiming to be Jews as the chosen people that God delivered out of Egypt, out of the hands of the Egyptians, and gave a law, and gave prophets, and gave the Bible to, and gave a covenant to, and commanded them to follow this covenant. And they were supposed to be a blessing to all the people on the earth. We know that these people have not met those criteria. They don't fit the curses. They don't fit the prophecies. Are we doing anything to them? No, we are identifying our stolen identity. That's ours, that belong to us, because we fit these prophecies. We fit these curses. You have our identity. Now, since when can you get robbed and then you see the people who robbed you, you can't cry out, hey, there they go. They robbed me. Since when did that become a thing on the earth? When the robbers are the police, the judges, they are the majority. The victim don't have a chance. So they think. But now the Most High is going in and pulling these people out of their holes, out of their hiding places, out of their strongholds. And people don't care now how much money they have. They don't want you in their countries. Nobody wants them around. We don't want them around. We don't care how much money they say they have and they want to spend with us. We don't want them around us. Why? Because we know they have the heart and the mind to destroy us and our children. Every country knows that. You think that's a lie? You say, no, they're going to let... No, I don't care if you white or black. These people have proven to the earth that you can't trust them around you. They threaten you with violence, murder, death, bombs. You gotta let them come in your country or come in your house and do whatever they want to, or else they're gonna go tell on you and they're gonna come back and blow your house off the map. They have the heart to do that. They are not godly. Let's keep watching.
Palestinian statehood at the United Nations on December 4th.
Resolution L40 is adopted.
Australia breaks ranks with the United States and Israel, voting to recognise permanent sovereignty of the Palestinian people over their natural resources in the occupied Palestinian territory, including East Jerusalem, and of the Arab population in the occupied Syrian Golan.
We think this is a resolution.
Just 2 days earlier, Australia denied a tourist visa to a former Israeli justice minister on the grounds that her visit would incite hatred and disrupt social cohesion. A decision that provoked outrage in her home country, with Netanyahu declaring that Australia is no longer a friend of Israel, and with one disgruntled former justice minister accusing my country of anti-Semitism for refusing her visa.
Has expressed outrage at Australia's decision to deny a visa to its former Justice Minister, Ayelet Shaked. Home Affairs Minister Tony Burke confirmed the application had been rejected but failed to explain why. Ms Shaked was reportedly barred under belief she may vilify or incite discord in Australia.
See what he said? They come to vilify, allay, and if you don't let them come in your country, because they know they have the blessings, they go moving in the blessings of Esau, the authority of Esau that was pronounced on Esau, that they could live by the sword and go around and take everybody's stuff. So, but if you don't let them in your house to rule and use their authority against your house, if you don't let that strong man in, then he said you you know who, right? You anti-small hat. You anti-evil, you anti-wicked, you anti-synagogue of Satan. That's what the devil is playing now. His law is his strength. His law of justice is his strength. He say what justice is, not the Most High God. But that's not true, because we are supposed to be establishing God's law back in our nation and on the earth. Because the law now of the land, all the lands is Esau take what he want, and you better fall under his jurisdiction and recognize who he is, or else he's coming back with bombs and guns. One or two of them. And see, that's why, and these nations are waking up and taking the Most High advice. He said, you can't let Your enemy sit by you. You can't let him stand by you. You can't bring him in and make him a part of your government body. You can't take his gifts. You gotta watch him. Don't take your eye off of him. You gotta force him out of your camp. One or two of them. They searching everybody, women, kids, and everybody. If you from Israel, you gotta go. Women, kids, cause if you let one of their kids or one of their women or family stay in your country, then they gonna say you kidnapped them. Then they gonna bring back bombs and guns and annihilate you and take your land.
10 days later, the Australian government went one step further when it moved to deny tourist visas to members of the Israeli armed forces who participated in the genocide of Gaza, which is a remarkable development for a country that has long been a staunch ally of the Zionist army. Today, all Israeli tourists are required to complete a 13-page form, which asks questions about their involvement in physical or psychological abuse, their roles as guards or officials in detention facilities, and whether they have participated in war crimes or genocide. Australia's top human rights lawyer explained the rationale behind his government's decision.
Right? But I don't. So, I don't know whether it's one of the most moral armies in the world or not. But what I do have expertise in and what I do have authority to do is make assessments of criminal conduct. And we've done that in relation to the recent events, and you can see that in the report. And the only conclusion you can draw is that the Israeli army is one of the most criminal armies in the world.
As an Australian citizen, I have never been proud of my country.
Did you hear that? The Israeli army is the most criminal army in the world. They are criminal people. They are the vagabonds. They are the criminals. They are the wicked. This is Esau divided against Esau, right? Esau can't trust Esau. Esau can't even trust Esau. He said, these are the most vile people of us all. He said, we can't trust them. We know the rest of the world can't trust them. If they'll do us like that, after we didn't help them conquer the world, set up silos and missile launchers and underground bunkers, help them do that so they could, we can run underground wherever we are in the world and hide if it get too hot for us on top of the ground. We got food down there. We got hostages. We got everything down there, all over the world. They built that for each other. Every country went around and helped other countries, their neighboring country, Edomite countries, build an scapegoat, tunnel, food, whole underground cities where they can run. When things get, they know they only, I say about 7 or 10% of the world population. So they'll have to run. Those government officials gonna run down there first. And then they'll send out search parties to go back and get their families and bring them. But the most wicked demon, they gonna hide first. All right.
In slapping a shadow ban on Israeli visitors and recognizing Palestinian sovereignty. It's just something I honestly never expected to see in my lifetime. But even better than that, Australia's changing policy reflects the attitudes of a vast majority of the country's population, of which has become increasingly supportive of the BDS movement. And while there are too many examples to cite, this story is illustrative of what I'm talking about. A Jewish radio presenter who was fired from her radio station for refusing to support Palestinian statehood. The space for Zionists to spread their hatred is forever shrinking because Australia has changed a great deal and for the better during the past year, which is also reflective of the change taking place throughout the world. You see, Israel has never been more hated and more despised than it is today, because it actually believes that mass slaughtering innocent men, women and children over the course of 15 consecutive months wouldn't make people rethink their attitudes towards Zionism and the Zionist state. This growing global antipathy towards Israel has not only forced the Israeli government to warn its soldiers from traveling abroad, but also forced Israeli soldiers on foreign vacations to flee in panic, out of concerns they will be arrested for war crimes. In fact, one soldier who was visiting Sri Lanka was warned to leave the country in December after he was identified and reported to local authorities by a pro-Palestinian group.
כמה מורטי עצבים ומשמעותיים בישראל אתמול לאחר שמתברר שחייל צה"ל בשירות פעיל שנמצא על אדמת סרי לנקה מאותר על ידי ארגון פרו-פלסטיני שמצליח להצליב בין תמונה שהוא מעלה לרשתות החברתיות לבין תמונה שהוא העלה בעבר מהשירות המבצעי שלו בעזה. אנחנו מדברים כאמור על חייל בשירות סדיר באותו ארגון בשם הינד רג'ב פאונדיישן, מזהה שהוא על אדמת סרי לנקה, מיד הוא מעלה לרשתות החברתיות, אותו ארגון, תמונה של אותו בחור לכאורה מתגאה בכך שהוא הרג אזרח פלסטיני, ואותו ארגון פונה לרשויות בסרי לנקה ודורש, תעצרו את הבחור הזה, את החייל הזה, תלונה מוגשת גם ל-ICC, אפילו האינטרפול מקבל התראה.
Only Israel could be arrogant enough to believe its arrogance and violence would never go unpunished. Its genocidal actions have painted a...
Ain't that the Bible? Ain't that Bible prophecy? Who can bring us down? Who can stop us? We owe you nothing. We don't owe the world nothing. Everybody got to pay for their behavior on the earth. Whether it be good or bad, you're going to reckon. You got to pay for what you done in your time here. As a nation or as a man.
Put on the back of every one of its citizens, given mandatory military service makes every Israeli citizen a current or former soldier. For this reason, the island archipelago nation, the Maldives, has joined Algeria, Bangladesh, Brunei, Iran, Iraq, Kuwait, Lebanon, Libya, Malaysia, Pakistan, Saudi Arabia, Syria, and Yemen in banning Israeli tourists.
We also believe that violation of a right by any country, large or small, rich or poor, with powerful friends or not, must not be tolerated. This is why the ongoing massacre, the genocide by Israel in Gaza is a travesty of justice and the international system. The repeated destruction of homes, hospitals.
Now you see, I have a slowness. I have a problem describing that international system. When you see how he hesitated. That system is hard to describe. You know why? Because God put them in place. How the people that participated in the crime of dehumanizing the indigenous people of every land and taking God's people and scatter them all over the earth and keeping your foot on them and making them your slaves, now you are the same system to police yourself. And not only, you can set up a makeshift police station, but they are actually policing the people who are doing the crimes now. Because the fear of the wicked is so great. The fear of the wicked is so great. These people, these other nations, this world, international police state that's policing human right violations, they saying, man, this is too evil. Now this is too evil. They're going to come for us next. That's the reason right there. Because God has let the most wicked rise up so great, they'll kill their own people. They'll destroy their own people to stay in power over them. And they will destroy anybody else God sent to bring them down out of control of this vineyard. Isaiah 5, Isaiah 6, 5 and 6. We are God's vineyard. And that's what the whole fight is about. Who will continue to rule this earth by subduing the rulers of the earth, the true rulers of the earth. And whatever they have to do that, they will do it. I want you to see this video, how they act when they come into your land, onesies and twosies.
The schools, infrastructure, the repeated cycles of killing of men, women, children, babies, thousands upon thousands.
See that?
The world is struggling to process the deaths.
See that?
Of so many civilians in Gaza, and now Israel raids Lebanon.
Now they
Beyond the state level, individuals are boycotting and banning Israelis at the local level, like one restaurant owner in
okay, at the local level. Because people are afraid if they just come in your neighborhood, walk down your street, if they might come up and say, hey, give me that. They can take anything. And then they don't even have to have the sword or the gun on them. They just say, give me that. And you better give it to them because they're going to come back and say, they're going to stand right there and say, what, you don't consider me as human? If they can't take your stuff, they can say, you don't consider me as human? If you tell them, get off my land, get out my yard and stuff, gone. You don't consider me as human? I didn't say that. I'm considering you as not human if I ask you to leave my property. See, you can't reason with the devil, with all that power. That power has corrupted their minds, man. And they really believe that they are bad. The wicked believe that this is their earth. And if you don't have the power to stop them, they can walk through your neighborhood, him and his wife and him and his kids, and you better not touch them, else they gonna come and blow your whole goddamn neighborhood up. Now he's saying this to his people, to the wicked. The wicked is saying this to the wicked.
did recently when he refused service to Israeli customers because of the genocide in Gaza.
Myself, I'm not accept for your country people here.
Don't do it.
No, I don't welcome. Oh, you're kicking out my wife and kids? We by that time. We just welcome the human, animal, even dog and cat only.
Anything else? Anything else
we
you want to
just
say?
welcome human and dog and cat only.
Anything else you want to say?
No.
Am I considered a human for being Jewish?
What?
Am I considered a human?
Go.
You go.
What?
What do you say?
Tell me that Israel's sending bombs. Careful your kids, because Israel's going to send a bomb.
Will you run away now?
They should keep working.
Because bombs are coming.
Yeah. Be careful.
Hey man, that dude laughed, man. He know the prophecy. He laughed. He said, "Yeah, okay, bombs are coming." They use. Hey man, that RL dude said, "Yeah, okay, bombs coming." They know the prophecy. It ain't gonna be long now, man. They walking through everybody's land, threatening them with genocide now. Oh man, it won't be long now. It won't be long now.
Baby.
2 weeks ago, the Norwegian national football team announced...
All right, so all praises to the Most High. We see what's happening. I'm just reporting on the news. They said that we are anti-this and anti-that, but we ain't do nothing to them. They doing it to themselves. They turned the world against them because the Most High exposed them of being who he said they are. He said, you know, Peter and them asked Jesus. Jesus told him, one of y'all gonna betray me before the cock crowed twice. Before the cock crowed twice. And 3 times, before the cock crowed 3 times. And Peter and them leaned over and said on him and said, "Who is it, Lord? Is it me? Who is it?" And what did Jesus do? He said, "No, it's the one that's gonna dip." He exposed it. He exposed him. He exposed the traitor and the devil. He said, "The one that dip in the bowl when I dip." We know who that was. So it's all right to expose the devil. You ain't supposed to sit up there and let him sneak up on you. And now that's what the Most High is doing again. He's pointing out who he said the synagogue of Satan is in. Who have the Satan inside of them, who are possessed with the spiritual demon. The pigs, it's a typology. Those pigs that Jesus allowed those people to go into, those demons to go into, he also allowed those dirty, vile bodies to inhabit the demons, the demonic spirits that comes with Satan, because God created evil spirits too. You know that, don't you? He didn't just create Satan. And another thing, none of God's chosen angels, chosen for good, betrayed him. None of God's angels betrayed him. They got to do what God tell them to do. The angels got to do what God tell them to do, else they'll disintegrate. Even the devil is doing what God tell him to do. He got to get permission to do anything. Okay, so all praises to the Most High. We just thank you guys for listening. We hope you take this into consideration as you go and plot out your day, plot out your life. We hope you come back to safety, come back to the Most High, and allow him to lead and guide you through this hellhole that we're in. Okay? Because we're at the end. We are at the end. And so the devil has been revealed and being revealed, and he is mad, and he's trying to tear everything up, dismantle everything that we build like we give a damn. No, we're praying that those nukes come and blow this place up, blow up. We claiming Broken Arrow. Y'all remember that movie? Where you get so overran with the enemy that you say, hey, I'll sacrifice my life to save for my nation. I'll sacrifice my life. We got them all here on us, overrunning us. We'll pray. We praying. We sending signals back to the Most High to send everything you got, all your arsenal here, because they right here on top of us. We can get rid of a whole lot of them right here in Babylon. So we praying that the Most High send his arsenal here to destroy this place, and that way we can clear out the earth from a whole lot of demons, man. It's America over here. We got them over here. They all over here gathered up. We got the wheat and the tare. Because we know what else we know? We know that we're going to get pulled up out of here. We ain't going to catch them nukes. It's going to be hot coming up out of here, though. We're going to think our pants is on fire. It's going to get hot. But he's going to save us. And until that time, he's going to protect us and feed us while they starve to death and die of thirst. And he's going to dismantle that government, that army. They're going to be standing. They're going to be scared to show their face, man. Because good and righteousness is taking back control of the earth. And you know, the darkness can't exist in the light. Darkness flee from the light. So if you let your light shine by coming back to the Most High and keeping his covenants, then you're a light bearer. And darkness won't be able to exist around you. So that's the best way to fight your enemy. Come back to your covenant and your nationality. Look at 1 Kings 8:47 through 52. If you do that, you'll get all your needs met. You won't have to eat the crumbs from Esau's table, and you'll see those blessings start to pursue you again. Out of Deuteronomy 28:1 through 14, those blessings going to start pursuing you, and you won't have to eat the crumbs from Esau's table. You won't have to be lacking. You won't have that sickness and disease on you. Everywhere you turn, walk, move, touch, everything you touch going to turn to gold. You're going to get blessed, man. But you got to do what's in Deuteronomy 1:1 and 2. And you got to do your first work first. You got to go to Kings 8:47. And you got to do that first. You got to repent. And you got to turn around. You got to pray God to lift this curse off for you. And you got to start walking in the way of the Lord. All praises to the Most High.